Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Um, Wait, hold on. I actually have the volume off. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Got some candles going on and and whatnot. I wanted to do a video because I had an interesting moment a couple of hours ago and I wanted to share it with people because with my with my predicament and with my circumstance, I just wanted to make some people aware of like what was going on, especially should anything. No, let's see. With the way how so many people are attracted to just keeping tabs regardless of being invited, regardless of it being illegal. um I wanted to just kind of give a heads up to other people because for some reason people are really ignorant of crossing other people's boundaries and pushing people, and taking chances on their health by doing things to them that are very malicious. And then it's just like, okay, so if you're this obsessed and connected to somebody, do you think it's just going to end with that one person? Like it's a total stranger that you don't even know. So therefore, once that person is, no longer to be seen because I don't know, either you've gotten rid of them or somehow they found justice, hopefully, and they are with away from your from away from the prying eyes, or just away from harm and harassment. The people who've been doing the abusing and who's been orchestrating everything like that are going to be like, they're going to be pressed. Either they or the people or the audience is going to be like, okay, so who's the next nigga? Oh, my bad. I mean, volunteer. It's one of those moments where you have such a bullseye view of a target. And what if the target's no longer there? Like, you want something to happen to that person, um and all of a sudden that person's not there anymore. So you thinking, oh, okay, well, you're just gonna go on to live your life or do something else, play Sims or a video game or this, there, and the third, whatever. But instead, um, some people who are really, really addicted, like they start thinking they'll start trying to play it out into their own personal lives. They'll start trying to have like their own little agendas of doing it, to somebody, repeating the same thing to somebody else in their own personal life. They want to, practice it subtly and all the other kind of ish. Then they're gonna, it's gonna be like a virus, just spreading out. Pardon me. Even if someone was to replace, say, even if some see, sorry, I had a lot of ice. Even if somebody was, you know, as the person that has people's attention, is just like, what if people actually were accountable and responsible, and I have my, I get my freedom, I get my justice, I get to have my privacy and just live decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, finally living the life how I truly been deserving for such a long time. Because I mean, I've done nothing but just live my life, and since I was a kid, and I mean like pre-elementary, just always just been, no, I wouldn't even say pre-elementary, but it was just like, pre-elementary, I was to uphold certain standards, that's what I did. And then in elementary, since elementary school, young elementary school, I've just been taking care of others. That is not the life that I want to live. You know, I I did it I did it because it was like, it was family. So you think that, it's nothing, like this is supposed to be a community. But since I turned away from these people, since I cut them off, it was just like taking taken as an offense to them. Like they took it as an offense. They're like, how dare you do this? Like, how dare you stop listening to us and this, that, here, and the third. Like, I don't owe you my life. And that's very, very dangerous because now society has that same type of mentality. And it's not even toxic anymore. It is very dangerous and it is very um it's a type of chaos that is just not going to have a happy ending for people. It's just not. It's definitely bred something that is very dark, ominous, foreboding. It's just horror. People, it's so funny. Like the people who are like my ops and stuff like that. Like they've become very pick me's with like oh, I love horror movies. Yeah, well, you're gonna like honestly, the world has literally become a horror movie like offline, and there's some things that people should just have had the common sense to just not do, but they did it anyway because they just wanted to rebel. And there's certain type of things that I feel like, yeah, push the limit with things, push the limit when it comes to learning or excelling. Shoot, like even with exercise, like you push certain limits though, but like rules are needed for a reason. And if you're not following the rules, then it's just like, well, then who else is going to follow the rules? I don't want to get too far off away from this. My point is my my point is just that we've opened Pandora's box, and messing with things has literally gone to shits. You feel me? Like gone to shits. Bullying, cyberbullying, and even then with the social experiments and repeating but doing this whole modern slavery thing and the whole Wi-Fi brain manipulation kind of situations, like things like that, like misusing and abusing science and tactics in order to, pardon me, in order to feel selfish desires is extremely, extremely dangerous, and not just for it's for everybody universally. It's just not gonna it's not gonna go well. I've seen it too many times. So but I digress because what I want to talk to you today is about I had dinner. I wanted to crap, it's already late. I wanted to do something on the internet, check out some things, and oh my gosh, it's so burpy. I literally had a bunch of ice. um and I had got some food. But that's the thing I want to talk to you about is about some food. So people are just saying like, eat healthy and this, that, here, and the third. And it's very gaslighting because like if you are watching me, then you should know. I mean, not you should know. You already know that people do things to my food. So it doesn't, and it's like, okay, even if I have pre-made food, people have invaded my home so that the way they've been messing with things all over. So you're really gaslighting because you're lying about my reality. You're lying like not only gaslighting, but you're also trying to shame me for choices that I don't have. So you want me to go through hoops in order to achieve something for your fucking entertainment. It's bad enough that yes, I like the things that I want to, the things that I want to have, like a healthy meal, this, that, here. 'Cause I used to love to cook, and I actually still love to cook. Well, it's just that I can't right now because of certain type of things, and I shouldn't have to go through hoops in order to do the basics. Just because somebody else has to do that shit from like in another area doesn't mean that you want to doesn't mean that society doesn't mean that you have the right to try to make me do that. Okay, look, that's not something that I want to do. So I don't know. So when people or staff and employees happen to be at a restaurant, they would smile in my face. They would try to make a conversation and this, that, here, and the third, and then be on some whole, oh, like, hope you have a nice day. Oh, you have a pretty name, this, that, here, and the third. Act totally oblivious. And, you just throw them the spiel because for some reason, they think that you're stupid. So I'm just giving you tips on basically, what will happen to you because I'm pretty sure they're literally fed up with with my mouth and and a lot. So expect the same things to happen to you guys. And if you succeed, and if you don't, then you don't. But it's just like yeah, people like there's literally a group out there who are very addicted to causing other people pain. And whether you volunteer for it or not, they're willing to put that on you, and you're just gonna have to like deal with it. Like that's not what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. They like I literally saw a video where people were trying to like tell me, oh, just hold on a little bit longer. This bullshit. Like I don't believe any little fucking shit that you say about people coming to me or approaching me, to tell me the truth and this, that, and the third. Like I don't believe I don't believe in man. I don't believe in man, and I don't believe in humanity. I see a lot of performative shit because my justice is not transferable until I actually see firsthand with my own eyes, not what's behind the scene and somebody's playing telephone, but until I see something with my own eyes, I do not believe in humanity. I there is like a little glimmer out there, but it's not belief. It's just, I'm just worried and focused on what it is that I can do and what I'm willing to give. And right now I'm putting a lot of that shit back into me, you know? When I see certain type of content and stuff like that, produced by other people, like I'm like, okay, that's really good, that you are inspired by me. Um, Actually, not really because it's within the realms of it's in the privacy of my home. Like the it is I posted an article about this. Um and it was a government website where president former president was talking about slavery and how he thought it was bad, but he's like he benefited from so much that he decided to, he's just like, this is so bad. But it gives so many benefits. Like it's like your partner cheating on you, like, oh, I know this is wrong, but it just feels so good. There's like so many pros apparently, then it's like supposedly to them it's worth the risk. Insane. So that's basically how my abuses are, and it's basically how a lot of audience people are. Like let's just, let's call a spade a spade. Oh, this is really bad that you're going through this, but oh, we like you so much. We don't want to give you your freedom or advocate for you. We want to keep you stuck and silent and we want you to work for it. So like, we want you to work for and this, that, here, and the third. And I'm not saying everybody, because I'm not saying everybody because I don't know everybody and I've not seen everybody, but it's just like I appreciate when there are people that saying respect other people's privacy. Like I really like if you're watching this, I really appreciate it when you put those people when you like and retweet and post that kind of content. Like I do feel seen and I do feel hurt and I really feel it because it's just like I hope that you were talking about me as one of those people because it's not just me that's gonna be the victim of this kind of shit. We're like, like the target basically of this kind of situation. I've gone through so much, and the fact that there are people that are still trying to push the agenda to like keep going and go at this alone. I'm not your symbol. In fact, you're not the person that I speak up for. You're not the person I speak up for. In fact, when I'm telling you when they talk about situations where people are like I'm disconnected from those kind of people. If anything happens to those kind of people, I'm disconnected. I'm like, I witness like, oh, that's messed up. Like, yeah, definitely that's messed up. But I don't speak for you. I don't fight for you. In fact, I need to just like scroll past you. Um, because I realize me empathizing or caring about people. I mean, even if I had those moments, because this is not something that you can really turn on and turn off. Um, or if you try to turn it off, you still feel like a little bit something, because it's just it's something you can't really just completely shut it down, but you know better than to give into it. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like pardon me. Pardon me. It's like, all right, so if anybody has cut off, family or friends or anything like that, it's just like, like, hey, look, at one point, you were something to care about, something to actually, you put effort and interest into these people, and then you can't anymore. It's the same kind of thing. It's just like, yeah, this situation, was an important connection, but it's no more important than my well-being, my happiness, my peace, my health. So basically it's like that, but it's not as strong because the person that I'm watching is a stranger. So yes, it's like, okay, yeah, I have empathy, like, but it's restricted, like, yo, it's a limit. Um, and there's a further disconnect from the opposite side, from people who are watching me, who happen to still, put things in my food and things like that. Um, I feel like those people have a total, serious, complete disconnect. And tonight, um, I want to talk about that. So, what is it when you see somebody sniff food? Like, what comes to you when you see somebody sniff food? Like, if you saw somebody sniff food before eating it, and that person happens to work there, but they're taking a break. What does that say? Is either work there or is coming. Is either works there or is coming from like somewhere in the area, and but they're regular. They're regular because the staff recognize them and was like talking to them. So, but what does that say if the person is just like sniffing the food and it seemed like they're a regular? So I'll let y'all think about that for a moment. So I went to go pick up some food, and there were a lot of people. Literally, it was like the entire black staff. This is how, okay, like, y'all be dead giveaways. So I'm gonna just share this detailed information because, like, for some reason I know I'm not the only tall black girl, but it's just like all of a sudden, everybody that was black decided to come to the forefront and wanted to look at me, and wanted to try to talk to me, leer at me, and try to like catch glances at me. So that's when I know that's one of the reasons why I thought that of course, like, I don't go to the drive-through anymore. Like, I like to see people make the food and whatnot like that. But I came into the establishment, ordered my food, and it's something quick. I'm telling you, like, the things that were there was just like something quick. Like, yo, the choices there is the same choice. It's just more choices. Um, and I asked for like extra crispy fries. And so I shit you not, they took like 15, 20 minutes to give me a meal that could have easily been made, that was already made because they were making boxes and boxes and boxes, and it was so freaking, like, it was so freaking dead in there. Like, there was like maybe two families, and they were already eating, and well, one was already eating, and one was sitting, and then they had like a couple in there, like two couples in there, and that was it. Um, and there were hardly any cars. Maybe, pardon me, maybe like one or two in the drive-through. And then there was a guy who had walked in after me after I ordered. So I literally ordered a small combo meal, and with some fries, for like an extra side of fries, and but I wanted the fries to be extra crispy. And I'm like, okay, I can understand if you need to take a little bit longer because the fries need to be extra crispy. So anyway, I waited there and I just snacked on some ice because I like the ice. And uh the guy, he was just trying to be, like, really, like, in my face, and it was so weird because, like, this is a dead giveaway. He was just like, "Oh, okay," like, he was pretending like he was gonna leave. He's like, "Alright, guys, I'm, like, leaving. I'm, like, heading out," and stuff like that. This dude's, like, literally just walked around me and stuff like that, wanted to see my face, stared at me for a moment, stared at not even for a moment, for, like, a good 10 seconds, and I'm just like, "Dude, like, what do you want?" Like, bruh. And then walked out like he was about to leave and then walked back in and no, like not walked outside of the establishment, but like walked outside of the counter and then walked back behind the counter and went back to work. I'm just like you didn't go out to do anything. Like you didn't he's like he was about to like leave. He was like, literally telling people like, yeah, I'm about to like leave. I was there for like the full 20 minutes and the dude went back to work. It was like it was nothing. There and no one had called him to go back into work. The establishment was really dead. Like it was not popping or nothing. It wasn't busy. It didn't like require his him overseeing anything. He was just there and he just Ugh, and then he wants to try to talk to me, not like talk to me, flirt with me, but he was just like, "Oh, like if these people are late with your order any longer, then you just let me know, and and I'll fix it, I'll make it right." And I'm just like, oh, "Okay, thank you." I did a genuine thank you because I do appreciate the effort, but it's just like you can tell that it was like he was just trying to like address me in a way, and I was just like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. What is another thing that happened? It was like I was waiting there literally for my food, and the guy had that was behind me. He ordered the same thing, and he got the food before me. So here's the thing that I had noticed. There was this other order because of the family. There was two families, but one of the families didn't have their food yet. They only had the drinks. The one of the cooks in the back that came up to to look at me and stare at me, and I'm just like, "Yo," like, that's when I knew. I was like, "Okay, well, here we go with some more gang stalkers." Like, people have watched me. So, and there again, it's a Black community. It's just wild. So anyway, Black community, they were watching me, and the thing about that is just they had was all of a sudden everybody just wanted to just happen to just take a break or just watch and just leer at me. So I'm waiting. I'm turning my back to them because I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then I kid you not, one of them had the audacity to just be like, pointing at me, literally pointing at me, and then another person pointed at me. Like, they went to the back, and then they went to the front, and then somebody pulled somebody from the back to pull somebody from the back to the front, and then they pointed at me. Then they had pulled somebody else. And then another girl had came and they were like looking at me and then they had pointed at me. I'm just like, what is this situation? Like, what is going on here? I don't understand it and I don't respect it. So I I was just like, okay, well, obviously they're about to do something nasty to the food. So this is ridiculous. It be your own people's. It's just so sad. So I'm just going to go grab some ice because I'm just gonna like stuff myself with some ice. And sometimes when I catch one situations, I'm just like let me just give this food away because I already paid it. So and I hate that. Like yo, like what people's intentions nowadays is just so fucking corrupt. I have this picture of it's a black and white picture of people from Africa selling an African slave to European settlers so they can transport them across the Atlantic. So it's like one of the transatlantic trades, and and the and the guys are going like this to the Europeans, and the slave is shackled. And I swear, it's just like, what is it? What is the number that is good enough for you to try to harm me unprovoked? That is making you want to do really nasty shit to me unfucking provoked. And it's just like, I'm fucking provoked, where it's just like, I didn't commit any type of crime or any type of sin or anything like that in order for you to be justified with being nasty and disgusting. Like, oh God, I can't. So, yeah, the guy that was there, the one of the cooks, he had made like 3 boxes, and one of the guys that was like at the register had grabbed the boxes and brought them to the front, and I was thinking, "Oh my goodness, okay, this is my food," because he read it off to me, and the cook thought that, like, that was my food too. Unfortunately, it was the food for the family, and that was, like, a very awkward situation because, that family had, like, it was 2 kids and a mom and dad, and I was just like, "Oh, no." But see, this is what I was mentioning before, like, yo, you never know exactly, like, who gets, can get, like, I don't wanna say that, I mean, no pun intended, for, like, the shit end of the stick, like, you never know who's gonna get, like, the food that is tainted, so like the sauce and stuff like that. So that was awkward. Like how would you think that I'd be like, do you think that I wanted to I was wanting to tell the mother because it was just like, okay, well, how should I explain this that it just might possibly be poison? Like and they'd be like, well, how would you know that? And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, this would sound really weird and crazy. Like, you feel me? Like, oh, I believe people did something really nasty to your food. I, do you do you know like how if somebody came to me to tell me that I would believe them, but it's just like if I tell somebody like this, like why would they believe me? If it's just I'm like I mean like a total stranger. I mean I could say like because of what happened to me repetitively, I would believe if somebody told me this, and I believe it when people tell me this like online. But if I saw that honestly, I would tell, and I was just like, wait a minute, because I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing. So I don't have the. I am using my history, and I'm using just repetitive displays, and also based off the mannerisms and behaviors, suspicious behaviors of everybody in the back, coming to the front and all that other kind of stuff, um, in order to deduce that food was tainted. So, but instead of for me going like, oh yeah, that food is tainted, ma'am, um, and me just probably I didn't wanna, like, lie and be like, "Well, I saw them do it," like, because I didn't see them do it, but I was just seeing a whole bunch of stuff that, where it became really intuitive, and I was just like, "Yo, like, this is not bad. This is probably not good. This is not gonna be good." And the dismay on the cooks as the woman walks away, the dismay on the cook's face and his anger and his attitude was like, "Oh, no, 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 no." Like, that that is insanely crazy because I'm just like, you know what? I mean, the worst comes to worst. Like, what's gonna happen is just that it's just gonna be like a tummy ache and be sick, just like a little bit. But it's just like, but that's what happens. Like, yo, I'm telling I keep warning you guys. People don't need no freaking excuse. People can just be sellouts. People will just be mean to just people who just have a bad day and they will do really nasty things to your food. You can be as sweet as apple pie. You can be the kindest, most gentlest person ever. And yeah, um it doesn't matter. People will literally try to cause you harm. Like even if you are amazing, people will still try to cause you harm because they don't want you to be out of their clutches. They're that fucking possessive, and that's disgusting. Like I would never find that attractive at all. Not as a friend, not as a lover or companion or nothing like that. Like no, people kind of brag over like, oh, I want this person to be so obsessed with me, and I'm like, I definitely changed my mind about that kind of stuff. Like I that is just no, 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 no. Um, yeah, no. I oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Yeah, there's food right here that I have right here that I have not eaten because I just don't want to take any type of chances because When they made the food that I wanted some fries that were extra crispy. The fries, when they gave it to me, when they were not extra crispy. They were just regular standard fries. So I have a lot of these fries. I'm just gonna get to the birds. And the bread too. The chicken, I did not eat the sauce. I did not eat the sauce. Because the way how the guy had to make it, like he had to make it again. He had to make it again, but make it for me. And I was watching every detail thing. And I'm gonna guess that the sauce was probably tainted and maybe the other condiments and stuff like that. And perhaps the fries might. It's hard to see if maybe the chicken was. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I have to listen to my body. But it's just insane that people are just, go through such fucking lengths to do things. And this is the part where it comes down to it because when I finally got the food, I'm exiting and the guy who got the food before me, he went and sat down and his back was facing me. As I'm about to exit out the establishment, the guy sniffs the chicken and before eating it, he was just like he like looked at it very good, examined it, sniffed it, and he was like, okay. Because the guy at the counter, he made sure to like give the other guy the food first. Um I guess in order to, to like not cause any type of accident or anything like that to one of his own. And then the counter guy gave me my box and he gave me the box with like the sauce and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, okay, can I have an extra sauce? And instead of going underneath the counter to get the sauce, he decided to get the counter from the back. And I was like, yeah, no. I'm not doing that. So, and as I walked out of the establishment, dude was like, he examined the food like hard. So can you imagine a guy, like, a veteran guy who knows the establishment inside and out, who goes there all the time and people know him. And he's just like examining the food, like, and then eat it. Like, yo, that's suspect. That's so suspect. And I'm just like, bruh, are you kidding me? It's just weird because I really want to tell the mom, but it's just like, how are you gonna? She looked at me cross. Like I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. And say like, oh, I've seen the people do it. It's just my intuition, my fucking intuition. And to kids, like this is the thing. Like this is not the first type of situation that this had happened. It's very weird. No, it's just like if you are preparing to be nasty to my food, you're touching utensils, your fingers are touching something, so therefore you have the possibility of contaminating the next person's, um, pardon me, the next person's food, drink, and whatnot like that. And you're just using like a little rag to like clean it. If it was like a barista, you're just using a little rag to clean it or something like that. It's just y'all just being very, very fucking like demented in order to think that you can are controlling someone, but you're not controlling someone. You're using money to just aggressively bully somebody. It is never control. It is never power. Just call it for what it is. Like you're using forces. You're using forces in order to crack down on people. It's not really power. I think the most I think the most kind of amazing kind of power is the power that you can have over yourself and the power that you can have over others without having to use abuse or coercion or manipulation or any of that. That is power. That is power. I mean, people can honestly love you and then hate you, but if you can have a type of power within a real power within you, where you don't need to use that, and then even if they don't like what you're saying at that time, or even if they might not like you, they still love you. So something like that is true power. That is true power. That is true power. And they also want to um, they also want to fight for you. They want to genuinely, fight for you. Because I don't know, if somebody fought for me, like I just know it is because they know or they've seen the way how I stand up for others or how I've stood up for the people who I cared about or even just not even cared about, just like, for strangers back in the day. It was just like You betting on me is a good bet. Real talk. To bet on me is a good bet because like there were people know and knew that they use a whole bunch of distractions. There were so many people involved that in order to use distractions, but they saw how I held people down who were in my circle. They saw how well I was with helping people with the best of my intentions for people who weren't my family or weren't close to me or weren't in my circle. Like, I have so many well intentions for everybody. Even like I even oh man, I don't even get into it. I am exhausted. I really am. I'm a little dehydrated. I'm gonna like I'm not really dehydrated, but I'm a little thirsty right now and I'm gonna go drink something. I've got a really obese little cat crawled up in a ball right over there. But I wanted to just explain to you about just look out for some signs because again, for me to have an uninvited audience, it's gonna attract other people out there to be, perhaps possibly in the spotlight. And if not in the spotlight, then but definitely, I don't want I was gonna say harm, but I mean that is the word, but it's just like, it's just not good things. Not good things. There are just really some really bad people out there. And that's just awful. That's just awful. Because what happens is that it creeps up behind you. So like it's a lot of times like you can't even see it. Like people are just so freaking like, um two-faced. So it's like actually that's that language for applause. But two-faced. So man, yeah. So they thought they were gonna get me. So no, but all the fries, over there, I had the standalone fries because I was like, I'm just gonna nibble on these. But yeah, oh brother, yeah, I'm just giving you guys a heads up because stay awake, stay awake, stay woke about this. I don't care if you are a woman, because more than likely it's gonna go for women towards women. But I'm making this message because th- I made this message because there's a diverse crowd within that hate group, okay, of all races, of all genders and everything like that. So there are white, black, non-black, every little person of color. You have Asians, you have South American, you have a Hispanic, yeah, white, Australian, whatever, like everything. And you have women, you have men, you have gay, you have lesbian, you have bisexual, you have trans, you have youth, you have old, you have middle age, and this, that, here, and the third. And that this message is universal because it's it can possibly affect you. It can possibly affect you. Like within that herd, within that group, there are people that are like, intriguing. Like the op is trying to make it seem cool to downplay somebody. And the funny thing is, it's just oh, it's not even funny. No, it's not funny at all. And the wild thing is just that this person lived in such a poorer condition than I did, and yet I was able to surpass it all with the strife on my back. Um, yeah, it's just man, it's really messed up because the way how I befriended these people, when they were at their lowest and I supported them, and just for them to just treat me in this way is just very, very untoward. So these are all warning signs that I'm giving you guys because like it's just bruh. Um, you can be white, you can be a white woman, you can be a black man, you can be a black woman, you can be an Asian grandma, you can be a Hispanic abuelito, you can be poor, you can be middle class, which is kind of like your race now, but you can be wealthy, well to do. You can be married to a wealthy person. It doesn't matter. The fact is, anybody can literally be the next person or currently be the person that is, that has somebody who just doesn't want to see you shine, who really doesn't have good intentions for you. And while you're over here admiring and wanting to have me, be stuck in a place where you think that you can try to have control because you are unhappy with your own limitations. um you are literally like you are subconsciously or unwillingly and not automatically, you yourself are volunteering to be like the next person. And I also want to say, do not try to be a pick me right now. Do not try to advertise or boast or be like, I think we should minimize about the whole oh, we love hard and the thing about, oh, I'll do this for my family and things like that. I'm not saying don't be that way towards people, but let's try to like not advertise it because I think that we are definitely, it's like having blood in the water. And I think people are shopping right now for like the next person to just, try to betray. So, or try to like pick. Maybe like, yeah, that's the next one. We're gonna test this person. We're gonna see exactly what they're about. Okay. I don't think that the next person is gonna be black. It's just like, again, it could. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying, like, yo, you can, like, even, I'm telling you, even if you are a politician or, you work for the government or something like that, like, even you too. Like, you guys have opened up, like, such a situation that can be just, like, really, like, so freaking crazy. It's just everybody right now is literally silently at risk. It's just so wild. Anyway, I am, um, I am gonna do some work and look at my chubby, obese cat and be jealous that he gets to take a nap while I stay awake for hours and hours and hours, and probably hours more. All right. I will see you guys later. And yeah.